from our left to right, and they're all white uniforms. Here's the kick. Kicks it about the middle of the field. Looks like 19, that's Cody Ferrante. He's going to run up the middle. He's got some room. He's got a couple of blockers, cuts to his left, breaks a couple of tackles, uses his speed. There he goes! Touchdown, Calaveras!
What a great way to start the homecoming game, to get the crowd into it immediately.
What a play. The first time he touches the ball, he takes it to the house for 6 points. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Football with Coach Val. I'm your host, Gil Valtierra, the voice of Calaveras football. It's game day, baby. We got to hit the road this time. Been a little bit spoiled. Been at home all this time. We got to hit the road. We'll talk more about that. But of course, my special guest in the studio today, none other than head varsity football coach at Calaveras High School, Coach Manny Mossa. 63 points, Coach. They love you today.
Yeah, they were louder today.
So, hey, normally, Coach, we get started from results from last week with the Calaveras Junior Redhawks, and we're going to do that. But before we do, I wanted to share a little note. Not too long ago, just this summer, back in August, July, right around in there, we have an episode out called A Football Family, the Sewell Family. We had the whole Sewell clan in here, Dave, Connor, Mikey, Dusty, all the whole clan, Ty, everybody was here. It was a great episode. If you haven't heard it,
It was.
Go and look up the Sewell Family. It's in season 2. And after we recorded it, I got this note in the mail from Dusty, and I want to share this. He said, Coach, I wanted to thank you again for having us up to do the podcast. I've been listening since you started, both the radio and the podcast. It truly is special for what you're doing for Calaveras football. I look forward for what the future holds and watching it grow. Keep up the good work, Dusty Sewell. So, Dusty, I know you're probably listening out there because you're a diehard listener, and I wanted to send out a big thank you. I want you to know those words mean a lot, and I really appreciate it. The coaches put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of work. We try to make this thing happen for the whole Calaveras universe and providing everything football. And your words really go a long way. And, what a great family, and what a great guy, and what a nice thing to do. So I really appreciate that, Dusty.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And I think, Gil, everybody out here, everybody in radio land, if you will, Calaveras land, I think they all think the same way. This is really cool what you do.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Well, let's get going. So let's start off. First of all, the Calaveras Junior Redhawks, I had the opportunity to do the PA announcing right there at Frank Meyer Field, and all 4 programs come away with the W.
Just win, baby.
You gotta love it. Just win, baby.
Al Davis.
And so, hey, it started off with Coach Greg Mills getting that junior novice team going. They were victorious 19-7 over Galt. Some stats around that game: Tucker Mills, 140 yards rushing, 1 touchdown on offense. He had 6 tackles and an interception for a touchdown on defense.
Oh, wow.
So a pick 6. And I'll tell you what, Greg, if you're listening, I know how coaches are, and they want to, they want to coach up every little thing. But in my book, if you get a pick 6, that's like the free square in the middle and bingo. That gives you a pass if you made another mistake somewhere else. The pick 6 makes up for that. So remember that, Coach. So in my book, he's good to go. Give that kid a pat on the back. Good job, Tucker. Nixon Adams, 85 yards rushing, a touchdown. Also had an interception on defense. Great job, Nixon. Carter Pettijohn, 20 yards rushing, 5 yards passing, had a tackle on defense. Colton Hughes had 3 solid tackles. Weston Stouty had a tackle on defense. Grayson Cochran, 2 tackles on defense. Grayson Gore, 2 tackles on defense. O-line led the way. Jackson Paletti, Roman Gusto, Colton Hughes, Grayson Cochran, Gunnar Olson, and Liwanu Barron in the victory, 19-7. Any comments around that game, Coach?
Hey, I think he's starting to spread the ball around a little bit. All right, guys are figuring it out. Guys are learning. And, hey, I tell you what, if you can spread the ball out to multiple guys at that level, you're going to be okay.
That's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So moving on to the novice team, Coach Sam Arledge and his staff got those guys going. And once again, They were victorious. Let's see what the final score was here. I mean, I think they shut them out.
Yeah, I think it was like 40-0 or something like
Yeah,
that.
let's take a look. I gotta switch screens here real quick here. You're absolutely right. 40-0 over Galt. Levi Lim had 5 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. Also had a reception for 23 yards. Sammy Arledge the fourth, 7 carries for 50 yards. Jace Kamenzen, 4 carries, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Great job, Jace. Hayden Trillo, 5 carries for 14 yards. Jax Watson, 2 carries for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he wears 00. I love that. I love that. Old 00. Good job, Jax. Gino Varney, 2 carries for 41 yards. Brent Fusen was one for 4 passing for 23 yards. Defensively, Rogerio Leon had 2 tackles and 2 fumble recoveries. Hayden Trillo, 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Lucas Mellinger, 1 tackle, 1 tackle for a loss. Gino Varney, 5 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Sammy Arledge, 1 tackle for a loss. Jordan Morales, 1 tackle. Leonard Powers, 1 tackle and 1 tackle for a loss. James Fox, 1 fumble recovery. Trent Hughes, 1 tackle. And Levi Lim had an interceptions for 28 yards and returned it for a touchdown. That's doing pretty darn good. And if I remember correctly, as far as yardage goes, Coach Arledge sent me a message and said that defensively they held Galt to only 16 yards. And then as an offense, they gained a total of 349 yards. So 349 to 16, completely dominated the game. Congratulations to the novice team staying undefeated. Any comments around that game, Coach?
I think you just said it, man. They just dominated that game.
Yeah.
I mean, no question. Love how he's moving the ball around. You know, everybody's touching it equal amount of times, and everyone's. I mean, the yards per carry is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean that just goes to show you the O-line's doing their job.
Yeah,
they're doing their job. The guys. I mean, I watch a little bit before we have to get going, and I mean, guys aren't getting touched until they're 5 yards on the other side of the ball. You know,
they got space to run.
I mean, that's good thing.
I'll tell you what, I had a heck of a time keeping my voice together with all those touchdowns you guys kept scoring. It makes it tough on Coach Val, man. That's tough work, man. I like to see those 12-6 games, and that's a little bit easier on me. But these 40-0, man. You guys are killing me.
I don't feel sorry for you. I'm just telling you that right now.
I'm kidding. I'll just keep drinking my Mint Majesty tea. I'll be just fine. So, all right. Anyways, let's move on to the JV game, and let's hear for that JV squad getting off the schneid, getting on the W side of things. They were victorious, 38-12. Luca Varney, 4 rushes, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Great job, Luca. Ethan Mossa, 12 rushes, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had a couple of long ones, like a 52-yarder and another 40-plus yarder. So great job, Ethan. Way to run that football. Dion Willingham, 5 rushes for 12 yards and a touchdown. Great job, Dion. Levi Weldon, 1 rush for 5 yards. Preston Trillo, 1 rush for 6 yards. Landon Nunez, 4 for 5 from PATs. PATs kick, that's number 50, right? Yeah. You guys lined up to kick. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here?
Different play, yeah.
I love it. Great job, Landon. All right, I love it.
And they're worth 2 points.
Right.
And so you kick 4 of them. That's a touchdown.
That's
plus
a touchdown.
2-point conversion.
That's a big deal.
Yes, they are.
Great job, Landon. O-line paved the way. Drew Stevens, Landon Nunez, Ben Montgomery, KJ Manoa, Talon Erickson, and Gannon Lefebvre. Good job up front. Offensive total, 23 rushes for 357 yards and 5 touchdowns. That is getting it done. Great job. Defensively, Nolan Mint, 5 tackles, 1 solo, and 4 passes defended. Levi Weldon, 6 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss. Luca Varney, 3 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and a sack. Ben Montgomery, 4 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, and a sack. Gannon Lefebvre, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. Landon Carnesecca, 2 tackles. Nash Kamenzen, 2 tackles. Waylon Hill, Tyler West, Landon Nunez, Cody Cable, Drew Stevens, Roman Armis, Preston Trillo, Cooper Watson, all with the tackle. Only gave up 110 total yards defensively, 91 on the ground, and 19 passes in the air in a 38-12 victory. Coach, you were on the sideline. Comments around that game?
Yeah, we've been getting closer and closer, just not close enough. And finally we were able to get one, and the guys needed it, man. They've been working hard, and man, we've been beating them up, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. After a while, you just hope that they can put a win together, and then all of a sudden they realize it. Things start to click when you win, and I honestly, I think this team making a turn right now. I think we still have a ceiling. The ceiling's up there still. We still have a lot of room for improvement, and if we can, excuse me, if we can hit that ceiling, I think we'll be pretty good. I mean, we have faced all the tough teams already. We have faced all the, I don't want to say tough teams. I should say the teams that are in first, second, third, and tied for fourth place. We've played all those teams already. So we know what it's about. We know what we need to fix. We know the direction we need to take the kids. And, I think I hope this is a turn for the better, and I hope we just continue to get better each week. And let's make a run. Let's get into the show, and let's upset some people.
Yeah, why not? I mean, this could be the turning point where it says, like, the light goes on for a lot of kids, and they go, hey, kind of like that. Let's keep this thing going. And it could be exactly what they needed. So
yeah,
great job.
And I'll tell you, the attendance, I think that's the key. That's the key. Everybody's been at practice, and everyone's, every day you're getting work. You're getting better every single day. And I guess that's what I mean by the ceiling. We still have a lot of room for improvement. And as long as the guys show up, we're going to get there. We haven't put anything new offensively in 4 weeks. That's unlike me, right?
Right.
So now that we can kind of count on everyone showing up, we got guys in the right spots. It's time to step it up.
Yeah. And we just talked about that last week. So that's good. That's good. It's going the other way now. Good. Glad to hear it. Let's move on to the Junior Red Hawk varsity program. They were victorious 33-0 over Galt. Some stats around that game. Braden Pessinen, the quarterback, was 3 for 4 for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's some efficiency right there. You got to like that. Riley Emerson got in there towards the end of the game. He was 0 for 1 on his attempts. Receiving stats, Luke Allen had 56 yards receiving and a touchdown. Gavin Emerson, 37 yards receiving and a touchdown. Gavin Verduso, 23 yards receiving and a touchdown. Offensive rushing stats, Gavin Verduso, 111 yards on 11 carries and 3 touchdowns. I tell you what, if you're the parents of Gavin Verduso, go to Reno and bet on those 11s, but bet on them ones. 11 carries, 111 yards. You got to like them. Luke Allen, 17 yards off 1 carry. Cade Steele, 7 yards, 7 carries. What does it say here? Average yardage was hurt due to multiple successful PAT runs. So they're counting the PATs in that. But hey, Cage, we need those too. So great job, Cage. Mason Williams, 7 yards on 4 carries. Maddox Ellie, 6 yards on 3 carries. The team rushing offense had 148 yards rushing off 26 rushing attempts and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Gavin Verduso had 3 tackles and 1 sack. Daniel Steinhoff, 2 tackles and 1 forced fumble. Bryson Turner, 2 tackles. Rylan Graham, 2 tackles. Cade Steele, 1.5 tackles. Warren Stewart, 1 tackle and a fumble recovery. Lane Watson, 1 tackle. Gavin Emerson, 1 tackle. Maddox Ellie, 1 tackle. And Luke Allen on a half a tackle in a 33-0 victory over Galt. Great job to Coach Paulson and his staff. Any comments around that game, Coach?
I mean, it seems like Galt just took away the run game. Seems like, it's still gaining yards, right? But that's no big run plays,
right?
I mean, but then, which makes sense because the passing was there. So that's a good thing. The fact that you can pass when you need to pass. I mean, that's always a worry at the youth level, throwing the football. So
I think that's a worry at a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Well, great job to the whole Calaveras Junior Red Hawk program getting a victory. Tomorrow on Saturday, they're actually on a bye. Normally, for those of you out there that do have schedules, I know it says Riverbank on there, but there was a problem with Riverbank's program, so they will not be hosting that game. And so the all 4 levels have a bye week, but the JV and varsity in the Junior Red Hawk program will be making up the game that they missed out against Sonora due to that fire a few weeks back. And that's going to be on Monday the 29th at 6 p.m. for the JV and 8 p.m. for the varsity. So, yes, I did say that, folks. Monday the 29th. Come out and see. I'll be there doing the PA for Monday Night Football.
Yep, at Calaveras.
At Calaveras High School, Frank Meyer Field, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., Monday the 29th. Come on out and support the JV and Varsity Red Hawk program. So, moving forward, the high school, the junior varsity Red Hawks beat Riverbank 30-0. Congratulations, Coach Tapia and his staff for getting a victory there and a nice shutout there. Coach Pops helps with that defense, right? Doesn't he run the defense?
Oh, yes, he does. Yep.
Nice goose egg, Coach Pops. I love it. High school varsity Red Hawk team, they handled Riverbank 63-6. I called the game on KVGC radio, and then afterwards had to go see a vocal coach immediately after that because 63 points is very taxing on the voice. So thank you again. Comments around the JV game and your game, Coach.
No, it was good to see both levels get back on track and put a win on the board. First game of league. You want to start league the right way, and I feel like both levels did that. So it's a good thing. I didn't get to catch much of the JV team play, but yeah, 30-0. I think we can kind of understand what happened there. I think we can see that. So yeah, no, I think it was good. Varsity wise, I felt like the players prepared well and they're homecoming, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. I felt like our team handled themselves appropriately. I thought they made sure each day of practice last week, they were there, they were working, not just there, working, getting better. And I was I don't want to say I was surprised, but impressed with how they handled themselves going into the game. They were completely ready to go.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say like surprised, but maybe a little bit just because of the dynamic of you had a bye week.
Yeah.
And then after the bye week, then it's homecoming. And with homecoming, you got all the festivities. So it's very easily to get distracted. I got a week off. Now I'm like, I'm going to this event, that event, Uptown Rally. I'm doing all this stuff. And it's a lot of fun stuff and great. And I love it. But it could also, you could very easily go, oh, wait a minute, there's a football game.
Yep.
And then, you could start off slow. You could be like, oh, wait a minute, we got to get going here. Last year, Riverbank scored right off the bat in a trick play. So a lot can go wrong, but Calaveras came out fast. Like, nah, we're not going to let that happen this year.
Yeah. Faster than expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, we were 21-0. I think we had run 4 plays and we had interception. I mean, it was almost like I had to keep up, But no, it was good, man. I felt like Cohen threw the ball very well during the game, and even though he only had a couple throws there, but everybody that came in, we had a lot of guys get in, and everybody came in and they did their job. We had one letdown on the kick return again, so that's an issue. That's something we're continuing to work on, trying to figure out what we can do there. But yeah, man. Other than that, I was very proud of the guys. They played their butts off.
Yeah,
they played their butts off. So,
and you guys scored offensively, defensively. I mean, guys were getting reps in, different running backs. So a lot of guys got a chance. So that was really good to see, especially on homecoming night. It's good to see that many guys getting in there and getting to touch the ball, getting there, getting some playing time. Let's go over some of the stats on there. You mentioned Curran. He was 2 for 3 passing for 44 yards and a touchdown. I mean, hey, that's efficient, Yeah. So good job there. Peyton Long had 1 reception for 31 yards. Enrique Hernandez had a reception for 13 yards for a touchdown. And then he was 4 for 79 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. So he had a 4 touchdown night. And, not a whole lot of yards rushing, but as you mentioned, there were some turnovers. You guys were getting balls and like on the 20. So, the score got out of hand really fast without really putting up a whole lot of yards.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the yardage, you go, well, man, how do you have such low yards, but you scored 63 points?
And, our returns, we continue to get the returns on their side of the field.
Right.
So, a lot of times, and I would imagine Coach Perillo is probably talking about that this week. You know, like we gotta make them start on their side of the field.
Right.
Right.
Not on our side.
Yeah.
Clifton had 2 carries for 83 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. I believe, didn't he have a pick 6 too?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had a pick 6 as well. Paulson, 4 carries for 52 yards rushing. Colton Ray, 4 carries for 41 yards rushing and a touchdown. Owen Shahan, 4 carries for 31 yards rushing. And the sophomore, Quincy Dyson, he had a carry for 5 yards and had a pick 6 himself, an interception for a touchdown. So great job, Quincy Dyson. And I'm telling you, he's on the verge of running one back on special teams. He is so close every time he touches that ball, whether it's on a kickoff return or a punt return. He's so close. And I have a feeling it's about to happen. It's like watching, water boiling over and saying, that thing's about to pop at any moment. And that's what I see with Quincy. He's about to pop on any moment. And then you had Ellis, who had 1 carry for 4 yards for individual stats against Riverbank. Team stats, rushing, Calaveras had 286 yards rushing, Riverbank 89. Passing, Calaveras had 44 yards passing, Riverbank 28. Turnovers, Calaveras 0. You got to like that.
Yep.
Riverbank 2. And then penalties wise, Calaveras 6 for 75 yards. Riverbank did not have any penalties.
Yeah.
So around the individual stats, team stats, any comments around any of that, Coach?
No, I mean, I this is kind of what we wanted. We spread the ball around offensively. I mean, we have just looking at the stats here, Hernandez with 4 carries, Clifton 2, Paulson 4, Ray 4, Shahan 4, and then Dyson with 1, Ellis with 1. Limited amount of carries, limited amount of plays. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that right there. That's kind of with our fly offense. You want that. You want the other team to guess who's going to get the football.
Sure.
So that's a really good thing. Like I said, I thought the team played very well, and we didn't have any that I can remember. We didn't have any negative plays. Penalties we got to clean up. Penalties are bad. They may bite us in the butt.
Yeah.
At some point.
Right.
Especially 6 for 75. Those were big ones.
Yeah.
PI, stuff like that. So
or personal fouls and that kind of stuff that can kind of be avoided. And so I know exactly what you mean. Moving on, I had an opportunity to talk this week to a couple of your guys, and I felt like every week, when I talk to guys, it's always around football, right? Rushing and passing and your team you're playing and X's and O's and this and that. And I thought, maybe some of the folks out there would like to learn a little bit more about, just personally, who are these guys, all that stuff, right? So I kind of had some silly questions. You know how I am. I asked some super stuff. To me, I don't think you really truly know a person yet, unless you know whether or not they like pineapple on pizza. If you don't know whether they like pineapple or pizza or not, you don't know that person.
That's a question where I question society. Okay.
It's just it's a thing, right? I mean that kind of determines who am I dealing with here, right?
I mean, it's almost worse than politics. What do you mean you like pineapple on your pizza? That should be illegal.
So the first young man I talked to is number 22, Clifton, and Ryan and I had a little conversation. He's a little shy, so we'll he's tough to kind of speak into the mic, speak up a little bit. He's a little shy guy, but I was a little surprised by some of his answers. Let's listen in. Let's listen to Ryan Clifton here. All right, I'm with number 22, defensive back and Z receiver, Ryan Clifton, who just come off a 3-touchdown game against Riverbank. And we're going to do a little bit of get to know Ryan and ask a few questions. Ryan, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good. So, Ryan, we're going to ask you to let the fans know a little bit more about you. Are you a book or a Kindle guy?
I'm not going to lie, probably neither.
Neither one?
Yeah.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Okay. The toilet paper roll. Over delivery or underneath?
Over.
Over. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Okay. And yes or no, pineapple on pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And how about peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
13 hours.
Oh, that's the military one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that one.
That's a good one.
How about your favorite subject in school?
Does PE count? Is it?
Okay, PE. What if you had to pick something? What's second after PE?
Ceramics.
Ceramics.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite book? You guys still read books?
Magic Treehouse or something? I don't know.
Okay. And then, what is something that most people don't know about you? Like, if you told them, like, most people wouldn't know that about you. What's something that's about Ryan that most people don't know?
I don't like soda, so I don't know why I answered that last question.
What do you normally drink then?
Water.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, hey, congratulations on the 3-touchdown game. Keep up the good work against River Islands, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Coach. So Ryan Clifton, he says yes to pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation tomorrow about that.
Ceramics?
It's not even a class.
I was like, what? I mean,
I get that it's a class, but I don't think that's where you thought he was going to go with it.
I thought, like, he was going to be like
algebra 2 or something.
right, like calculus. I mean, he comes off as being like this kid's probably pretty smart, but he's like, books? Nah.
All right. Have you ever heard somebody say they don't like soda?
Yeah, no, I don't really.
I mean, I know soda's not good for you.
Right.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's another good point there.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's good for him. Probably healthier than all of us.
Yes.
Stay away from academics and soda. All right, so the next young man I had opportunity to talk to, number 7, Enrique Hernandez, who plays defensive back and running back. And he surprised me a little bit, too, with some of his answers, Coach. Let's see what Enrique had to say. All right, so I'm with number 7, running back and defensive back for Calaveras High School, Enrique Hernandez, who's just coming off a 4-touchdown game against Riverbank. Congratulations, Enrique. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, feeling great.
Good. So, hey, we're going to do a little question and answer session, just something to let the fans get to know a little bit who you are besides on the football field. Are you a book or a Kindle guy?
Neither.
Neither one?
Yeah, not really.
Okay. What about Coke or Pepsi?
Coke for sure.
Okay. Toilet paper roll, over or under delivery?
Over. I'd say over.
Over?
Yeah.
Okay. And dog or cat?
I've never owned a cat, so I have to say dog.
Dog. Okay. And then Apple or Android?
Apple for sure.
Okay. Yes or no? Pineapple on pizza?
Hard no.
Hard no? Why not?
No. I don't like the taste. Like, it's just cooked pineapple just never went good with me.
Would you eat it by itself, like raw or something? Or?
Yeah, raw for sure, but just it hot, cooked on pizza, just nah.
No.
Just nah.
Okay. All right. Peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Gridiron Gang with The Rock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. That was a good one. What about your favorite subject in school?
My favorite, it'd have to be science.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. You have a favorite book? I know you said no book or Kindle guy, but there's...
I used to read like a bunch of like Greek stories about like gods and stuff.
Also like mythical
Yeah,
type.
like mythical, yeah, like Percy Jackson, stuff like that.
Okay, cool. And then if there's something out there, what's something about you that most people don't know about you?
It'd have to be that people think I've been playing football my whole life. Okay. I actually started in 8th grade, so not that long ago.
So it's just been a couple of years.
Yeah, only a little bit.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And I guess that's kind of a compliment, right? If like they think you've been playing your whole life, that means you're doing pretty good at it, especially if it's still kind of a new thing for you.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the early success, and good luck against River Islands and the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you.
All right, appreciate it. All right. All right, Coach. So your running back number 7's with you on the whole pineapple and pizza
He
thing.
just earned himself a couple extra carries tonight, man. And he's right. Cooked. Pineapple by itself is fine. Cooked pineapple on pizza, it just does not go.
All right, if you say so. I like it. I like the sweetness, and then pizza's usually, if you have pepperoni or something, it's salty, so sweet and salty kind of go together, right?
I don't see it.
I was surprised he said science. I like that about him. He's like, he liked science.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
He's smart, man. He's a smart kid. And I knew that about him. He started in 8th grade playing football.
That's another surprise too.
And it's something I like when I talk with the youth coaches quite often. When you're coaching a kid at 6, 7 years old, we have no idea, what that kid's going to turn out to be when he hits a high school level, and vice versa. The kids that we don't see. I mean, our team. I don't know. I haven't done I don't know what you want to call it. I haven't asked the kids, but I would imagine somewhere around half or maybe a third of our players on our varsity football team didn't play Pop Warner.
There you go.
I mean, it happens. I mean, it's
and that might bode well for him. He's not going to be burnt out at all, and
Yeah.
if he ends up playing at the next level, he's going to be like, oh, it's only been a few years, so might bode well for him.
Especially starting at 6 years old nowadays. That's a career before you graduate high school.
So the last young man I had an opportunity to talk to was number 33, Cody Paulson, who's always fun to talk to. He's a great personality. Love talking with Cody. Let's see what Cody had to say around those questions. All right, so I'm with number 33 for Calaveras High School, inside linebacker and fullback, Cody Paulson. Cody, thanks for joining me. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. So congratulations on the big victory, first league game against Riverbank. Wish you the best of luck against River Islands. Right now, what I want to do is maybe let the fans get to know a little bit more about just Cody, the personal person, not necessarily the football player. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Are you a book or a Kindle guy?
Kindle. I had a Kindle growing up.
Okay.
It was way better than books because you choose to read the audio, hear the audio, and I don't like reading, so I just listen to audio.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke, for sure.
Okay. Toilet paper roll, over delivery or under?
Under.
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 Okay. All right. Dog or cat?
Dogs.
Okay. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Okay. Yes or no? Pineapple on pizza?
Or. It's a maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Do you like pineapple?
Yeah.
So by itself you'd eat it?
Yeah.
But on pizza?
If it's just pineapple and like ham, no. But if it's like you got pineapple, bacon, some pepperoni, some all the other stuff, then I like it.
Okay. All right. Peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Probably the Fast and Furious series.
Okay. So movies, plural.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up watching those.
All right. And then what's your favorite subject in school?
This year it's English, but usually it's ag tech or math.
Okay. All right. Switching it up. I like it. And then did you have a favorite book? Or favorite Kindle audio that you heard?
Dire Wimpy Kids, I think that's what it's called.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what is something that most people don't know about you? Like if they heard, they're like, what?
I don't know. Maybe I play video games a lot.
Okay.
Maybe that.
So you're a gamer?
Yeah. Or, I don't even know. Maybe. I think that's it. I don't know. Can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. Then you play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Fair
one
enough.
for sure.
Fair enough. Well, hey, continued success on the field. We're all out there rooting for you every Friday, and hope you have the best of luck the rest of the coming season for you.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Have a good day.
You too.
So what I got out of that, Coach, is your 250-pound fullback will eat pineapple on pizza, long as there's a whole bunch of other meat on it. Imagine that the big fullbacks want some meat on that thing with it. So I'm like, okay, I get that. And do kids even read books anymore? Is that even a thing?
Apparently, Calaveras football player kids don't.
I say books, and they look at me like, "What what world are you from?"
I think. Well, I mean,
when did you get here on your time machine?
what's your favorite podcast or something like that?
Ooh, I got to add that to the list.
Minus yours, though. You can't ask him about yours.
Well, forget it then. All right, so it was fun being able to talk to those guys around just silly different things other than football, get to know them a little bit. Hey, at this time, before we move on, I want to make sure I thank our KVGC radio quarter sponsors for this season, MRM Stone, Harley Davidson of Sacramento, Treats General Store, and the Paver Company. Let's hear from them, and then we'll be right back. MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier. Experience the exhilaration of the open road with a Harley-Davidson test ride booking. We understand the unique thrill that only a Harley can deliver. We are dedicated to providing our fellow riding enthusiasts with an unparalleled test ride experience. Whether you are a seasoned rider or just starting out, our diverse range of iconic motorcycles is waiting for you to take them for a spin. Book your test ride today and feel the unmatched power, style, and legacy that is Harley-Davidson. Ready to transform your backyard into an outdoor paradise? Look no further than the Paver Company, specializing in hardscaping, landscaping, outdoor living spaces, turf, decking, and more. They're your one-stop shop for all your yard upgrade needs. Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Visit us at thepavercompany.com or call us at 916-222-8844. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company. Treats General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852. All right, welcome back, everybody. Moving on, our next segment we call From Around the League. It was the first week of Motherlode League play around the area. Some scores that happened. Big Valley beat River Islands 14-6. Tonight, Big Valley will head on the road. It's going to get a little bit tougher for them as they head on the road, and they'll be at Linden for a 7 p.m. kickoff there. Bret Hart went up to Somerville and lost to Somerville 56-0. Bret Hart will be at home tonight as they have Millennium out of Tracy coming in to Bret Hart. I'm thinking they're going to have a little bit easier of a time with them than they did against Somerville. Linden beat Millennium 55-0 this past week. And then, as I mentioned, Big Valley is going to be at Linden. So Linden at home, that's a 7 p.m. kickoff. Millennium's going to be at Bret Hart. They lost to Linden. Riverbank, of course, we mentioned they were at Calaveras and lost 63-6. Doesn't get any easier for Riverbank as they'll go back home, but Somerville comes into town to take on Riverbank. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. River Islands, as I mentioned earlier, lost to Big Valley 14-6, and Calaveras heads on the road to face River Islands. That's scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. And then again, Somerville beat Bret Hart. They'll be at Riverbank, 7 p.m. kickoff. And then Calaveras at River Islands, 7 p.m. kickoff there. Any comments from any of those games from around the league, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, the Big Valley River Islands game was a good game. Looks like, River Islands really spread them out, threw the ball quite a bit, a lot. And Big Valley looks like they're still doing the same thing, man. a good balance of power run football and pass. So we travel. Haven't traveled in a long while, and
Mhm.
so we'll travel to River Islands, and they're going to put us in space. So we haven't been in space in a few weeks. So we'll see how that one goes.
Sure. And some other games in surrounding areas, Amador lost 41-7 to Rosemont. They also opened up league play. And it doesn't get much easier for Amador because they'll be at home, and Liberty Ranch comes in to play Amador, and Liberty Ranch is the real deal.
Yes, they are.
They are scheduled to kick off at 7:30 p.m. Congrats to Argonaut and Coach Hickman. They opened up their league play with the victory, beating El Dorado 34-27. My buddy Joey Geedy from KVGC Radio was calling that game, and he texted me that night, and he said that was probably one of the most exciting, fun football games he's ever called ever. It was back and forth the entire game. I think it was 10-10 at the half.
Wow.
It was pretty much tied up late in the game, and then a big, deep pass play for Argonaut basically gave them and won the game for them. So he says, what an exciting football game to call. So Argonaut beats El Dorado 34-27. Union Mine, Argonaut will be at home. Union Mine's coming into Jackson. So it'll be Union Mine at Argonaut, and that's tonight at 7:30 p.m. kickoff there. And then Sonora beat Escalon 49-14. Sonora will head on the road and head out to Oristimba tonight for a 7 p.m. kickoff over there. Any comments around those games?
No, I mean, I don't know much about Rosemont. That loss surprised me a little bit for Amador. At least the 41-7 part of it.
Right.
Yeah, and you're right. Liberty Ranch, they're the real deal.
They are the real deal.
They're good. They're big. They're physical. That's gonna be a tough one for Amador right there.
The Amador's quarterback is really good. He's got a great arm. You've seen him at the Butte football camp, the Battle of the Buttes football camp. He could throw. He's athletic. He could run. And they're going to need him to keep up with Liberty Ranch. And so if he has a big game, I think Amador has a chance. But he's going to. I think it's Blankenheim. I think is his name. He's going to have a big game. And he's capable of that. I've seen him do it. So he's a prolific type quarterback player. And so they're going to need a big game out of him if they're going to hang with Liberty Ranch. So I would agree with that. And like you said earlier, great job for Argonaut to start off with a W in the league play there against El Dorado, an exciting game. And of course, Sonora is a well-oiled machine.
Yes, they are.
They're gonna just keep rolling. Let's look at the Motherlode League standings now overall, and then now that league has started. In first place, Somerville is 3-1 overall, 1-0 in league. Calaveras is 2-2, 1-0 in league. Linden is 2-2, 1-0 in league. Big Valley is 1-3, 1-0 in league. Riverbank is 1-3, 0-1 in league. Bret Hart is 1-3, 0-1 in league. River Islands is 1-3, 0-1 in league. And Millennium 0-4, 0-1 in league. And I forgot to mention earlier when I did the stats for the Calaveras Riverbank game and also this Motherlode League standings, these are all courtesy of Guy Dossie of the Calaveras Enterprise and the CalaveraSenterprise.com. Go get you a subscription to that. He does a great job covering all Calaveras County sports. So go get yourself a subscription. Thank you very much to Guy Dossie. Any comments around that?
Well, and too, Guy takes a lot of pictures, a lot of really good pictures, and
he does.
you can email and you can buy them.
Yeah,
from the Enterprise, and they're legit good pictures, man. Like I don't know how he does. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how
the stats, the photos,
and he remembers the entire game. I don't even remember the entire game. I forgot what I called in the first quarter, And yeah, he is so on top of it. It's amazing to me.
Yeah,
honestly.
the stats, the photos, and then afterwards tell you, no, that happened right at the end of the second quarter, and that's when this happened. And he's just all over it.
Yeah, I know. Man.
Yeah, it's like a photographic memory or something.
I don't know what we'd do without him.
He's like the Rain Man for football. Qantas never had an airplane crash. Qantas Airlines. Good job, Guy. All right, so moving along, let's talk a little bit about next level action. Delta College in Stockton beat Gavilan out of Gilroy 52-6. So congratulations to Coach Barlow, Delta on the winning side of things. They will be at home tomorrow on Saturday the 27th for a 1 p.m. kickoff as Merced College comes to Stockton. So Merced at Delta, Saturday the 27th, 1 p.m. kickoff. Delta is 2-2 on the season. Big, huge improvement from last year's 0-11 season. So 2-2 on the season. Good luck to the Delta Mustangs out of Stockton there. Modesto Junior College loses to Butte 43-29. I knew that last week when I said, oh, they're playing Butte, that was going to be a tough one. Butte is no joke. But so they lost that game 43-29. MJC heads out on the road to Sacramento to play American River on Saturday the 27th. That's scheduled for a 1 p.m. kickoff, and MJC falls to 2-2 on the season. Sierra College loses 35-21 to Foothill. Tomorrow on Saturday, Sierra College heads over to the Bay Area. They will be at San Francisco Saturday the 27th. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff, and Sierra goes 1-3 on the season there. UC Davis beat Southern Utah 50-34, just what they needed after they got stomped by the Washington Huskies. So Weber State now will be at UC Davis on Saturday the 27th. So UC Davis at home, Weber State at UC Davis, Saturday the 27th, 7 p.m. kickoff, and UC Davis is 2-1 on the season. And then Sac State beat Central Arkansas 45-16. So that's their second win of the year. Congrats to Sac State. They'll be at home as Cal Poly comes into town. That should be pretty good. Cal Poly is usually pretty good. So Cal Poly at Sac State, Saturday the 27th. That's scheduled for a 6 p.m. kickoff. I remember not too long ago, Coach, when I was coaching, we went to a coaching clinic, the D coordinator for Cal Poly came in, and that's where I got that kind of that cover 4 look, but you can be like in man and different coverage and all that stuff. And we implemented a lot of what they did one season, and it worked pretty well for us. So that'll be interesting. I like Cal Poly, so that'll be an interesting game there. Sac State is now 2-2 on the season, so good job to them. They went 3-9 last year, so hey, they're already almost there. Only 4 games in. And then of course the California Golden Bears suffered their first loss. I don't think, did they even show up? Was that really them?
A rough one.
That was a rough one. San Diego State Aztecs handled them 34-0. And then it doesn't get any easier because now ACC games begin. Saturday the 27th, Cal travels all the way to Boston to play Boston College. That's scheduled for a 12:30 p.m. kickoff. That's going to be really interesting because Cal's always West Coast 7:30 p.m. late game. And then now you're going to the East Coast for a 12:30 game, which in California time, that's 9:30 in the morning. So that's a big, huge turnaround as far as when you're playing a football game. So that one ought to be interesting. On the year, Cal is 3-1 on the season. Any comments around next level? Any of those games, Coach?
No, I mean the Cal. I don't know. I didn't realize San Diego State was that good, or did Cal just not show up? Like I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. Doing the PAs for the Junior Red Hawks, you're out there until by the time the varsity game's over, it's 9 o'clock at night. And so I didn't really get to see much of it. And by the time I looked it up, it was like pretty much, all right, they're done.
I think you're right though. Starting ACC play, Boston College. Boston colleges, they're always pretty good. They're okay. They're never first place by any means. They're never top of their conference, but they play. You know how it's like the TVL, right? When all the teams are pretty good. Right. Or one team is really good and all the teams end up being pretty good. Right. So I always think
Boston College, I will never not think Doug Flutie.
Right.
So I'm always like, oh, they're going to come back and get you, man. Boston College will come back and
never
get
know, you. Right? 40 years ago.
It probably. But you know what? What an impact he made there, right?
Yeah.
For you to still think about it, or for me to still think about it. That's what I think of Boston College now. That's Doug Flutie's area. So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about this week in practice. Coach, how was practice? What does River Islands run offensively, defensively? Do they have a go-to guy? Talk to us a little bit about how practice went, and then your opponent tonight with River Islands. What should the Calaveras faithful expect to see out of them as a football team.
Yeah. So practice went very well this week. I felt, you know how it is as a coach, right? You get better every day, get better every week. I felt we shored up a couple things this week, and we prepared a lot for River Island spread offense. They want to spread you out. They want to throw the ball around, all around the field, and they have a quarterback that can throw it, and they got some speed to the receivers too. So, we put in a lot of work this week on coverage and zone and man and you name it, really. You name it, and hopefully it shows up tonight. We'll see. I think it will. And then on the other side of the football, defensively, hard to get a gauge on what we're going to see. We kind of have an idea, but we also know that they've shown multiple fronts, multiple coverages. So we'll have to be prepared.
So you see, 3-man front, 5-man front, 4-man front, and a lot of times, people think that a school will come out and they'll line up in a certain defense and just stay in that defense, and that's what you do. And usually it's pretty rare if that ever happens. Yeah. Usually they're going to change it up. Alignment's going to move, because what it does is it forces an offense to have to adjust to that. And if the offense is having to adjust and they tinker around and screw up on an adjustment, then suddenly they're not running the plays as good as they would normally run it. Yeah. And then you did your job as a defense by confusing the offense. So that's just kind of part of the chess match, so to speak. When you deal with offense versus defense. So you have to kind of be able to coach your guys up to be prepared. If they're in this, here's how we block it. If they're in that, here's how we block it. Yep. And so it's kind of one of those things where you have to learn multiple things, not just one thing.
Yep, exactly. And up front, our guys are pretty smart, and we've seen a lot already this year. So I think we'll be able to pick it up. And we talk about it too. The X's and O's, sometimes if you just block and tackle better than the other team, X's and O's, you can almost, I don't want to say you can just kind of push them aside, but sometimes you can push them aside.
Right.
You block the wrong guy, but you block him 10 yards downfield. Well, when we got somewhere to run,
right.
And, you get to the wrong spot, but you hustle and you still make the tackle. Okay. We can work with that. So yeah, I think the guys are ready. I think they're ready to go. Like you said, road trip. We haven't done a road trip yet this year, so hopefully there's no funny business or anything going on the way down there.
I forgot my helmet, Coach.
Exactly. And hate to say it, and it happens almost every time.
I know.
At least the first one. I know. Where's my coach? I need an extra pair of socks.
Where's this?
Yeah, sure. I got them in my back pocket. Here you go. Yeah.
Right.
But no, our group is pretty good, man. I think they'll be ready to go. No question. They'll be ready to go.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the blocking the wrong guy thing. Coach Arledge sent me, we've seen each other videos and clips of, football plays and different stuff like that. And you and I do the same thing. And Coach Anderson, coaches send each other coaches clips of different plays. Look at this, right? Check this out. And he sent me the clip, and it was Oregon, and there was a receiver on the perimeter, and he just buried the guy he had to block, right? He took him 15 yards down the field, took him into the end zone, and pancaked him and up on top of him and just destroyed him, right? And so afterwards, they have a press conference, and the media guys are asking the head coach, and they're talking to the head coach, and they go, hey, how about the block so-and-so did? He destroyed him. You got to feel good about that, right? And you know what the coach said? He goes, well, I did. I liked the effort, but it was the wrong guy. So he blocked the wrong guy, but he buried the wrong guy, right?
Hey. You're not going to get yelled at if you bury the wrong guy.
I always used to say, listen, if you don't know who to block, find somebody and annihilate that guy. And then we won't get mad at you as long as you annihilate somebody. Don't just not block somebody and go, I didn't know who to block. Well, find somebody and kick his butt,
I thought you were going to tell me, like the coach was like, yeah, that's his job.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's his job.
He
should do that.
Right. It was just funny because he laughed and he goes, yeah, it was good. He goes, it was the wrong guy. Which was hilarious. But anyway, so back to River Islands. So the thing about the spread and all that stuff, and what always concerned me, Coach, I've been a D coordinator, O coordinator, all that, but when I was a D coordinator, what concerned about spread teams that had athletes at receiver and athletes at quarterback, Does it, even if they came in and say, they haven't won any games or they haven't had much success, they were always on the verge of being a very explosive team because defensively, the hardest thing to do is be able to cover people and tackle people out in space in the open field, right?
Yeah.
And so that can really kind of hurt you. Tell me a little bit about how that dynamic has worked and what you've done defensively and what Coach Clark has been doing this week to make sure that that's been addressed.
Yeah, drills, space is not your friend on defense, especially for defensive backs. We preach eliminate space, eliminate the distance between you and the ball carrier, and that's what you got to do. And you got to see things early. You got to see things fast. You got to stay on top of receivers if you're covering deep. Can't give him any space to work. When you're covering a receiver, just because you know where he is and you're 2 yards away, that's not covering him. Covering him means you're right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
Stride for stride, hip to hip, right there with him, and give him no space to jump up and try to make a play on that football. So that's what we worked on this week. And and look, they're going to run the ball as well, like no question. And we gotta know when to come off the coverage and come help with run too. So, like I said, we run certain drills every single week. This week we ran, a few different things, knowing what we were going to be seeing. And I think our group, well, two things. I think our group can run with guys. We're very athletic in the defensive backfield. I feel our D-line gets a push. They're fast. We get off the football. The plan is not to give that quarterback a whole bunch of time to throw the football.
Right.
And so I think that's what we're going to be able to do. Our linebackers are very smart. They'll get underneath routes. Maybe we get a pick there. We'll see how that goes. So I like where we're at. I like our chances.
You get some ball hawks back there in the defensive backfield. So yeah, I like that too. So, okay. So it should be an exciting game, folks. River Islands High School down in Lathrop, scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff, 5 p.m. for the JV, 7 p.m. for the varsity. Be sure to tune in, download that KVGC radio app, click on the oldies button. You'll get yours truly and Greg Stark bringing you all the live play-by-play action. What a lot of people like to do on road games, Coach, is they'll go to the game, but they'll bring their phones and their smart speaker or something with them, and they'll listen to the play-by-play while they're in the stands while the game's going on. So I highly suggest you do something like that. And you kept mentioning it's been a while since Calaveras has been on the road, and I looked it up, Coach, and the last time Calaveras was on the road was November 15th of 2024, right? Tonight is September 26, 2025. That's 10 months and 11 days since the last road trip. And I have a feeling because of that time, maybe the Calaveras faithful is a little rusty when it comes to preparing for road trips. So this week's rant, Coach Val's rant, is going to be around helping people prepare for a road trip. We're going to knock the dust off that stuff and get ready for this road trip. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, folks. It's been 10 months and 11 days. Been a long time since we've been on the road, but no need to fret. Coach Val's got your back. We're here to help you with a road trip checklist. Be sure to gas up the car.
Check.
Is that AAA roadside service membership up to date?
Check.
Keys, phone, wallet.
Check.
Phone charger.
Check.
Did you feed the dog?
Check.
Stadium chair, blanket.
Ooh, check.
Your Calaveras cowbell.
Absolutely check.
Tuning in to the latest episode of Let's Talk Football with Coach Val on the way to the game.
Check.
Extra cash, just in case.
Check.
Ice cooler filled with roadies. Check. Things to keep the kids quiet in the back seat for the ride.
Check.
Snacks.
Check. That's a double check.
Oil change. Tire air pressure good.
Check.
Devices for the kids and their chargers.
Check.
Damn it! I told you to go before we left. Everyone used the bathroom.
Check.
For you younger parents, car seat, stroller, diaper bag, diapers, wipes, diaper rash cream, bottles, milk, formula, pacifier, teething toy. Wait a minute. Second thought. Get a babysitter.
Check. Been there.
Did you download the KVGC radio app so you could click on the oldies button and hear Coach Val and Greg Stark bring you all the live play-by-play action?
Yes, sir. Check.
And finally, Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. All right, you heard it, folks. 7 p.m., 5 p.m. kickoffs. River Islands High School in Lathrop, California. Calaveras Red Hawk football at the best. Come out, grab your road trip checklist. Calaveras Red Hawk football. Let's go! Coach, always want to provide that public service, making sure people have got their checklists, everything's ready to go in the car, and they get down there and watch the football
I
game.
think it was very helpful.
All right. Well, hey, as always, thank you all out there for listening. We really appreciate it. Thanks to Coach Mossa. I know you're a very busy man coming out and helping us out here in the studio. Appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Be sure to listen in every single Friday as a brand new episode drops coinciding with the football game. And we'll see you out there at River Islands tonight. Go Red Hawks. Until next time, we are out. From our left to right, and they're all white uniforms. Here's the kick. Kicks it about the middle of the field. Looks like 19. That's Cody Ferrante. He's going to run up the middle. He's got some room. He's got a couple of blockers. Cuts to his left. Breaks a couple of tackles. Uses his speed. There he goes. Touchdown, Calaveras.
What a great way to start the homecoming game to get the crowd into it immediately.
What a play. The first time he touches the ball, he takes it to the house for 6 points.